very good afternoon from here in the centre of Gibraltar. This evening we're going to take a stroll around Gibraltar. A very good morning from here in Gibraltar. A very good morning guys from here in Casemate Square. So it's a very good evening from me here in the centre of Gibraltar. And right now we're standing by the American War Memorial. And this evening we are going on an adventure. We are heading back to my hometown. We're heading back to London. We're flying back to London Gatwick this evening with EasyJet. Should be a relatively quick flight. Hopefully we'll be back by 11 o'clock in the evening UK time. So let's go and head over to the airport now. We're actually running quite early. We've still got about 2 hours before the flight is due to leave. So let's head down to the terminal, guys. Come on. So guys, today is the 1st of October 2025 and we are heading to London. That's right, it's time for a well needed break. So what we're going to do is we're going to go a different way today just to mix up the video. So let's go along Linewall Road. Now I'm expecting this walk to take no longer than about 20 minutes. So we're going to pass the petrol station, go above Irish Town here and Casemate Square. Just for reference there, if you want to have a look at the petrol prices here in Gibraltar and compare them to where you live, in which part of the world you are watching this video, and wherever you're watching this video, thank you very much and welcome to the channel. What we're going to do now is just going to stick our heads over the wall here at Casemate Square and we can see a Palestinian demonstration going on here in the centre of town. We're going to cross this little bridge here and we're going to take in this wonderful shot of the rock, and it is a gorgeous evening here in Gibraltar. I wonder what the weather's going to be like in London now. I'm expecting it's not going to be as nice as this. And what we're going to do now is make our way towards the airfield, towards the runway. And we can see people going home from work. It is peak rush hour time as well. I normally take the bus actually down to the airport from town, but today I didn't really feel like it. So I'm going to walk past yet another petrol station because of course petrol is very, very cheap here. So if you're driving down here and you're doing a road trip, fill up in Gibraltar. That's a good little bit of advice and you get that one for free. So as we prepare to say goodbye to this beautiful weather, we go past the back of the RAF base and we can see the new developments, the new barriers here and fences built around the airfield. Go back and watch some of the earlier videos and none of this exists. In fact, people could still drive along the runway. But let's take a look at the rock now, and doesn't it look absolutely fantastic? And the skyline as well. As sunset is fast approaching, it is getting darker earlier and it is getting lighter later as well here in Gibraltar. In fact, sometimes when I'm going to work, it is still very dark with sunrise starting at about 8:30 in the morning. Now, the clocks will change at the end of the month, so that is something to look forward to. At least we get a little bit of a lighter morning, but we can see people running along the runway, and I must tell you that they did make me jump. I hate people running in close proximity to me. But let's make our way to the airport terminal building now, and it is only a 2 or 3 minute walk from here, so we can see it in the distance as we go round the back of the exchange office. See a couple of taxis also parked here as well. And it is peak time here in Gibraltar for flights, as on a Wednesday we have 2 evening arrivals and departures. So very busy evening if you're travelling out of Gibraltar, or even if you're working at the airport, I guess. And let's make our way through to the terminal, but probably soak up a little bit of sun before we go and check in for our flight, although I do already have my boarding pass and I am carrying basic hand luggage, so I don't think there's really any need for me to check in. So yeah, might spend 5 minutes here in the sun. It's a beautiful evening here at Gibraltar Airport with the weather being around 24 degrees. The only reason I'm wearing this jacket is because I've got strict hand luggage policies I need to adhere to. So here we are, we're about to go inside now. We've just found out our flight's about 1 hour delayed, so just our luck today. What we're going to do now is we're going to head into the terminal. I'm going to show you around the terminal. It's quite busy because there's another flight from Manchester leaving this evening. So let the queue die down a little bit. We'll head into the terminal, head through security control. We'll check out the duty free, so I've definitely got to pick up a couple of cartons of cigarettes. Come on guys. So look at that fantastic lighting as the sun is starting to set here in Gibraltar. And we're going to make our way through to departures, and it is very quick today. Everyone seems to be already in the departure lounge, so not too much of a wait here at security. Now, I don't know if anyone has noticed, but I haven't brought the big camera with me on this trip. Everything will be shot through my mobile phone, but the quality is still very good. Although what I've noticed is the microphone is that may be a little bit of a niggle with this London series, but let's make our way to the duty-free shop because we need to leave enough time to get cigarettes. I have actually left plenty of time here today. Normally I'm running through this airport. To be honest, if you've already got your boarding pass, it'll only take you about 5 minutes to get from the entrance to the gate. So as I said before in the video, there are 2 flights leaving this evening. One's heading to Manchester and my one's heading to Gatwick, and unfortunately my one is running late, so just my luck really. I have got tight connections in London, as after midnight the trains become very infrequent to go into town. But let's just have a quick scan through the duty free shop. Now, I'm not going to go through and do all the prices. I've already done that this year, and if you want to see the duty free prices on the channel, please go back. As I say, I've done this journey, I think it was in April, and I went through the duty free shop. So it's one of the best ones in the world. Very cheap, with the cheapest carton of cigarettes being only £8. Imagine that, that's 80 pence a packet. Although I must say, just to adhere to community guidelines, we do not condone smoking on the channel. But let's pan the camera around and we can see the Manchester flight there and everyone arriving off it as it just lands. So we can see the sun has disappeared behind the mountains over there in Spain. We can see this beautiful cloud forming here, and we're going to take another sweeping shot of the airfield and just look at that sky this evening. Absolutely stunning. We can see the Levant cloud there hanging high over the rock. Let's zoom in just a little bit. We can see it perfectly forming. We can see the moon there as well. It's moonrise as the sun sets here in southern Europe. So I guess this is where the holiday ends for most people, but I guess the great thing about living here in Gibraltar is knowing that it won't be too long until I'm back. We can see the Manchester flight is getting ready to leave, so that's freeing up a spot for the Gatwick flight that we are still waiting for it to arrive. And we should have been leaving 10 minutes after this flight was due to depart, but there it is. There's our flight back to London finally, so I guess the Manchester flight can depart. Well, now we have to wait for everyone to get off the plane, get their bags off the plane, wait for them to board us. It's going to be another half an hour. We're going to be sitting here before we leave, so I am starting to get worried about the time and what time we are going to arrive back into the UK. But at least the waiting is almost over, so we're going to get ready, get our bags together, get into the queue, although what I'm going to try and do is be the last one on so I can bag the best seat. Although when I look on the app at the seating plan, the plane does look very full. And there's a lot of netballers on this plane as well. So here we are, guys, it's almost 10 o'clock, so we're almost an hour late from when we were scheduled due to depart Gibraltar, and our plane is finally here. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for them to call us, of course. We're going to be one of the last people on the plane. Now, I'm a little bit cheesed off. We've got a middle seat, so there's going to be no good views I can film over Europe this evening, although it is pitch black already. But what we're going to do now is just wait for us to be called and we'll head to the plane. Come on, guys. So let's pan around here. We can see everyone starting to get on the plane, and I'm almost one of the last ones here. I'm going to really try to bag a window seat because I absolutely hate the middle seat, and not only that, the filming won't be great. We'll just be jumping to a plane, taking off to a plane, landing, so there won't be any content in this flight. But anyway, enough about that. Let's make our way towards the back of the aircraft because that's where my seat is. At least, or hopefully, I won't have the windowless seat. So as the sun has fully set here and the night has begun, the weather is still about 22 degrees, so a lovely pleasant evening here in Gibraltar, and the temperature will not drop lower than 19 degrees. That's quite typical of this time of year. But as luck will have it, look at that, I've bagged myself a window seat as we prepare to take off.
Thanks for getting aboard nice and promptly when invited. Apologies that invitation came a little bit late. We were late arriving into Gibraltar, sorry about that.
So as you can see, we are taking off from Gibraltar. As the captain said, we are late, but unfortunately my seat was taken off of me. Yes, someone else had already originally booked that seat, so I just have to wait until he goes to the toilet and sneak videos then when the seat is free. And we can see here we are passing over northern France, and this flight does take quite a while. It takes 3 hours due to headwinds, but as I say, due to the gentleman sitting next to me, it wasn't too much content created from that flight. But we're here on the tarmac at London Gatwick Airport, so let's make our way towards the terminal, and hopefully we won't have to wait too long today to get through immigration and customs. Luckily for me, I am a British national, hold a British passport, so I can use the e-gates, and that makes going through immigration at Gatwick really easy for me. We can see the netball teams in front of us making their way to their connecting flights, coming from as far away as South Africa and the Caribbean. They were in Gibraltar over the last week for the World Netball Championship. So that's all over, and we can see everyone departing. Not only that, we can see holiday makers coming back from Gibraltar. Maybe you were on this flight, who knows? But one thing I do know is that it is getting seriously late. I am watching the clock here and I'm feeling quite lucky. We've actually gone back in time. We've gone back 1 hour. The UK is 1 hour behind of Gibraltar. You can say Gibraltar is 1 hour in front of the UK, however you want to say it really. But let's make our way along the travelator here as we make our way towards customs and immigration. So guys, we've finally made it here to Gatwick Airport after an almost 3 hour flight duration from Gibraltar to London. It's just gone midnight now, so trains into South London, where I'm from, have become quite infrequent, 1 hour. So what we've got to do now is we've got to go through immigration, we've got to go through customs, and then let's make our way to the train station, where hopefully we can get back home in a relatively decent time. Come on, guys. And then it dawns on me, we've arrived in the North Terminal. Now what that means is the train station is in the South Terminal, so we will have to wait for the monorail that links the two terminals. So hopefully they are frequent at this time of night as well. It's just an extra train journey before the actual train journey we need to take to get into London. But here we are, we're at the immigration hall here now. It's very tricky to film here because of course there's a lot of border guards watching out, and there's of course signs saying do not film here. So I'll try and be as casual and as discreet as possible as we make our way past the passport booths. Now, if you are coming into Gatwick and you can't use the e-gates, it may take a little while to go and see an immigration officer and get your passport stamped. But this is the biggest shock of the night. We have arrived here at customs at Gatwick Airport, and look at the queues to go through the nothing to declare channel. I might go through the red channel just to be a bit quicker, to be honest, but the reason for that was that they were carrying out construction works there in the customs hall, but made it through. I don't think there was any customs officers visibly present, and we're going to make our way to that train that connects the North and South Terminal. In fact, I may just pop out here for a bit of fresh air first. So all in all, we have arrived much later than planned today here into the UK, but on the other hand it was still a very, very easy journey. Sometimes I fly from Malaga to the UK, and that bus journey alone takes 2 hours. So if you get a good flight, it can only take 2 hours to fly from Gatwick to Gibraltar, so it's more or less the same time getting the bus from Gibraltar to Malaga as to take the plane from Gibraltar to London. And here we are, we're just about to board the transit that goes from the North and South Terminal as we make our way to the train station. No doubt everyone else is rushing for the last trains. So I guess that's it from me here at London's Gatwick Airport. Look how quiet it is at midnight. I hope you enjoyed that journey, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the route between Gibraltar and London. I hope to bring you some videos while I'm here in London over the next few days. Let's see how it goes. But from me here at the South Terminal, thank you for watching as always, guys, and I shall see you all on the next adventure.